Connecting Cultures follows the life of foreigners in our country. Our program is true stories told by representatives of many nations living and developing in Kazakhstan, and for whom our country has become home.
Today in program, Marzena Scholz, a senior human resources manager of an international chain of companies.
Very often, people from all over the world come to our country out of a desire to learn about new culture and the way of life of the Kazakh people. Moreover, Kazakhstan attracts many representatives of various professions, masters of their trade. Our today's heroine, Marzena Scholz, also was able to find self-fulfillment in the unfamiliar country that influenced all her further life. Thus, our heroine has been living in Kazakhstan for over 20 years.
The heroine of our program is an exceptionally cheerful and sunny person who is able to stay positive in any situation. Marzena's native land is a village near to the capital of Poland, Warsaw. Our heroine grew up in a family of teachers, and she was a calm child, the one whom the parents could always hold as an example. She usually preferred to spend her spare time reading books, and this is still her favorite activity today.
Marzena, you have been living in Kazakhstan for so much time. Haven't you forgotten your homeland, and how often do you go there?
Of course, I did not forget my homeland. It's a wonderful country. Poland is very beautiful and very special to my heart. But my heart is here and a little bit there too. I go there at least 3 times per year to see my family, to see my friends, and also to make sure that my mother sees my daughter and they have a connection. I remember that when I was growing up together with my sister, we didn't have much toys. We didn't have lots of stuff, but it was a very, very happy childhood. We could make our own toys, go outside, play. That's kind of like a nice, sweet, humble memories.
How many traditions of your people are still maintained? Maybe some new ones have emerged, haven't they?
Yes, we have lots of traditions, and one of my favorites is because it reminds me of my childhood, and I was seeing my father, my uncles doing that. It's the tradition when you greet a woman or a lady, a man, it's supposed to kiss her hand. I loved it. It's some kind of show of respect to the women, to mothers. However, answering your question, unfortunately, I did not see a young generation carrying on with the tradition of kissing the hands and bowing in front of the woman. There are also new traditions coming, for example, related to the baby shower. It's about celebrating unborn child. We will see if it will become tradition. There is one thing about Polish family in general. We love jokes. So every evening finishes with lots of different jokes.
And what memories from your childhood bring you back to your home grounds?
I think my fondest memories were related to the times when I was a scout, and we would go to those off-site camping. And it was this excitement that we would be sleeping in the tent, and the most interesting part was always in the evening. We would be gathering around the fire, and we could fry sausages. Of course, there was no music, no iPad, so we would have to entertain ourselves. It was really like human to human. I still have like goosebumps when I'm talking about it. Those are really very fond memories.
When our heroine faced with the question what sphere of professional activity to choose, Marzena realized that she wished to study history, as she often watched how passionate her mother, a history teacher, was about her work. Marzena had to put a lot of effort to achieve her dream of entering the history faculty at the University of Warsaw, which she subsequently graduated from with success. Marzena knows many historical facts, not only about Poland, but also about Kazakhstan and other Asian countries. She is quite popular in Almaty. Many people know her very well. She is a good company, the person who knows several languages, including now even Kazakh a little. Thus, it can be said that she values traditions and respects the people of the country she lives in. In Kazakhstan, the heroine of our program discovered a new side of herself. Marzena started her career in 1997 when she began to work in Kazakhstan branch office of an international chain of companies which provide audit and consulting services. And currently, this company that has been existing for over 160 years is one of the so-called Big Four auditors.
A friend of mine suggested that I should apply for this company, and even though I didn't have much experience then, I started as the head of the operation team, supporting team, and then as my career and my experience progressed, I was moved to be head of the human resources team. That was extremely interesting times. I was basically hiring and firing lots of people. But we never had the same day in the office. You see, when you work with people, every day is different. You always have to deal with this human factor, and that was the most rewarding, because if you could help somebody by the end of the day by coaching or advising on career choices, that was really extremely rewarding.
Marzena is a person who can change many things and people's attitude to something by her words, professional competence and sensitivity. While working together, there were some moments when we couldn't agree on some issues. There was even a point when we didn't talk. But I like people who express their point of view and strive to give an explanation of it. This quality is very important for work as well as for daily life. Not everyone is lucky to have such a good friend.
But in addition to your work, some other significant changes had happened to you, hadn't they?
Yes, amazing and very exciting thing happened in the meanwhile. I've met my husband here. He is from Germany and he's an investment banker. We got married a couple of years ago, and the greatest news is that we have a wonderful daughter together. So therefore I decided to pay more attention to be a mother those days, and it's a lot of work, but it's a wonderful, wonderful work.
In all the years you have been living in our country, I suppose you have visited quite a few sites, and maybe the fact that you are a historian by training assisted you somehow in studying features of the culture of the Kazakh people. Am I right?
Yes, absolutely. Not culture only, but also beautiful nature. I was lucky enough to have visited many, many places like Sharin Canyon, like beautiful Kulsai lakes, like one of the most beautiful nature one that I've seen, which is Kaindi Lake. It's amazing. Chimbulak, Koktube, so many gorgeous places, singing dunes.
And do you know the story behind the Kaindi Lake? How did it appear?
Yes, I was reading a lot about it because I was trying to understand why the colors. They are amazing. Such an emerald color. If you see it on the painting, you would think like it's impossible, but it is possible, and it's changing colors during the day. Yes, the story has it that it was created after the earthquake. There was a small village down the hill, Aul, in Kazakh, and unfortunately it was destroyed during the earthquake and then flooded with the water. Therefore you have still those old trees which look like kind of not wood anymore, like stones sticking out of the surface of the lake, which makes the scene more dramatic and beautiful. And here we are next to one of the most beautiful monuments in Kazakhstan, in Almaty, the Golden Man. I understand in Kazakh, Altyn Adam. Right. Thank you very much. It's very dear to my heart. Not only because I'm a historian, but because this beautiful monument, the original, was found in '69, and that's the year that I was born, so many, many years ago. I also understand that the reconstruction of the Golden Man was done very peculiar, very carefully to represent and to reconstruct the beautiful outfit that he was found. Of course, there were remainings, but the pieces were put together with lots of gold and underneath cloth. We understand that he was a noble man, and I also read but there are still some argues going that it could have been actually a woman. And his hat was amazing. It's seen and perceived as the proof of his nobility. Amazing big hat facing 4 different sides of the world. And yeah, it's beautiful. Oh, shall we make a wish?
Absolutely.
Yes, let's do it.
Hope it's going to work out.
Yes, let's hope for the best.
Marzena is one of the expats who came to this country. Within these years that she's been living in this country, she has already become one of us. She has become a Kazakhstani person. Marzena is a very diverse person, and she has a huge passion to history, the cultures, and her and I actually share the same passion to the artworks as well. And we usually sit down and discuss all this many hours. She loves cooking. It's one of her passions. She would invite guests over without any reason, and not just one person or two. She would invite the whole crowd. And she would lay out that wonderful giant table with a lot of different delicious cuisines. She would bring a little thing from everywhere, sometimes invent some new something. Her doors are always open for everyone. Her heart is always open for everyone.
Well, you know, after living here for so many years, I must say that I am a huge admirer of Kazakh paintings. I have quite a collection.
Do you have a favorite painter?
Yes, I do. One of my favorite painters is Marat Bekeyev. I also love Shardenov. He was very famous painter, and I'm lucky and privileged to have one of his paintings in my house.
What do you think? The cultures of our countries, Kazakhstan and Poland, have more differences or similarities?
Lots of similarities, but also lots of differences. I would say that Kazakh people and Polish people, they are very attached to their hospitality, and that's a very beautiful tradition. We have lots of tradition related to hospitality as well. For example, on Christmas Eve in Poland, we always leave one plate for the stranger in case he has no money, no means, or no family to celebrate. So you always, each and every family has a separate plate in case somebody comes, and you need to welcome him.
Have you had any ambitions or dreams in your life that you managed to realize in our country?
Yes, I did. When I was growing with my parents, we never had enough money to afford for me to have horseback riding lessons. But however, I've always dreamt, and I really could see myself on the top of the beautiful horse. So when I came to Kazakhstan, I made sure that I found a school. It was very affordable, I must say. They had beautiful horses and fantastic instructors. And I decided that I will make my dream come true and started to learn how to ride horses. And it became my passion. Yeah, that's one of the biggest dreams come true.
The heroine of our program adores traveling, and today she has a dream of visiting exotic countries. However, above all, Marzena sincerely wishes her family and friends to be healthy and happy, since in her opinion, these are the 2 main values in the life.